We are live. Boom. What is up, party people? Hope all of you are out there hustling and doing it the fuck anyways. So I've got one of my very near and dear old friends, Kyle Muzelak. We worked together for a couple of years over at Symmetry when I was with them. And we got to hang out quite a bit over in Cabo, Las Vegas, did some not necessarily shady things, but things that aren't corporate world approved. You can say that. So, dude, how the hell have you been?
Been great, man. Been great. How about yourself?
I've been doing phenomenal. I'm finally over in my house in Texas. And how's your old lady Miranda doing? It's been a while
She's
since I saw her.
Yeah, she's good, man. We just bought a new house and moved in the last week. So looks like both of us
Y'all
are.
got that built, didn't you?
We did, yeah. Just built it.
Dude, congratulations, man. I'm extremely happy for you guys.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
How annoying is the moving process?
Bro, it's terrible, but
Your facial expression said it all.
it sucks, man. But we paid some people to move all of our stuff for us, so that made it a little less stressful.
Dude, I called a moving company. They wanted 14 grand to move all my stuff from Kentucky to Texas. It's like, what? They're like, well, we have to wrap up your computers. It's like, no,
No,
like
no.
I'll pay someone to drive a U-Haul behind me and I'll pay for the gas. Like that, that's just ridiculous. But
Yeah, that's crazy.
so dude, what's been going on for you in the insurance world?
Um, Honestly, man, just exploding recently.
I saw that. And so I wanted to get you on here.
Yeah, it's been really good lately. I changed some things, changed my mentality, and really kind of buckled down recently, and it's all been basically working.
And what have you been doing that's different from what you used to do?
I do a lot more social media for one, but the main thing that I do differently is I'm actually putting in the work. Whoa.
Scary concept, I know.
It's tough.
And it's so boring too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mundane, man. But at the end of the day, when you start helping people every single day, it starts getting just normal.
It becomes like unconscious. It's the same as like driving for the first time.
Yeah.
Like at first you're scared. It's like, what is this PRNDL thing? It's like, oh, you're freaking out. Where do the keys go? Did I turn it too far? Did the battery die? It's like,
Yeah.
what is all this noises and the seatbelt? It's like, and eventually you just get in and you just take off.
Yeah. There's some bumps in the road sometimes.
And what have you had to change in your mentality? Kind of speak to that.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I was kind of down and out for a little bit. I was actually considering getting out of the industry. Um,
What before we go farther than that, what were you feeling when you were wanting to get out of the industry? Like what were you going through internally?
I felt like a complete failure.
Why is that?
I wanted to prove that I could do this to everyone that told me in the beginning that this is really hard. I don't know if you're going to make it, all that stuff that the naysayers say. And it started to look like that for a moment. And I kind of let it get to me. And for a month or two, I basically did nothing. And it wasn't that I wasn't writing business. It was that I wasn't putting in the work because I didn't believe in myself.
It's big. What else did that interfere with in your life? What did that get in the way of?
Man, marriage started deteriorating. I went through a really bad depression where I was not eating. I lost like 15 pounds, dude, since I had last saw you. And I was taking a lot of naps, sitting on the couch, doing nothing. Really kind of woe is me, which wasn't normal for me. So it was kind of a tough time, to be honest.
And what got you out of that? Like, yeah, we'll go with that first. Tell me what got you out of that, and then I'll go further.
It was a couple things really, but there was one person, one of my leaders just called me one day and said, you're really a whole lot better than this. And I know that you're probably not doing this, this, and this. And I want to ask you, what the F is your problem? And it kind of hit me because that's the kind, sometimes there's some people that's how you need to talk to them to get them to move. And I'm one of those people that I need to.
You and I are very cut from the same cloth. You can't just say, let's go to work today, Kyle. It's like, no, get your fucking lazy ass up and go do something. Like, you got a fucking family dependent on you, dude. Do you hate your kids? Do you hate your wife? It's like, that's how I have to be talked to. So I already know what you mean.
Yeah, that's basically what happened. And then the next day I changed my calendar and I put get the F up and do the F this. My whole calendar just said that. And then I just said, F it, man. I'm going all in. I'm going harder than I ever did. And I'm just going to see what happens. Worst case, I fail. Best case, I absolutely crush it. And I spent like $2,000 on some of the new leads and just kind of got too much at once. And it actually made me want to work harder because I had so many people that were asking for help. It got me reinvigorated. And then boom, explosion.
And did you surprise yourself at all? Like, did you blow your own mind with what you were capable of?
Yes.
Tell me what that felt like. Like because you dropped and you changed on like the drop of a dime. You were like, what was me? I'm feeling like sad and left out, victim mentality. And it's like, fuck it. I'm going to change, or something is. I don't care what happens. It's like, I'm going fucking all in, balls to the walls. What did you kind of feel when you like surprised yourself with what you were capable of?
Honestly, I felt like I could accomplish anything. I had the most pride and the most excitement I ever had in my entire life in that moment.
That's awesome to hear, man. So back to the point I wanted to make a while ago, what were some of the things that you had to change in your mentality that you mentioned?
The biggest one is I had to realize that other people were truly watching what I was doing, even if they couldn't see me. And I had to kind of look in the mirror. And honestly, I had a discussion with my wife and I was like, I told her straight to her face, I said, I am not working hard enough for you and I'm sorry. And that was hard to do.
It's a bitter pill to swallow.
Yeah.
But what's even more uncomfortable is having that conversation with yourself. Because like you and Miranda, you guys are great together. I love you as like a couple. I think it goes really well. Like you're complementary. But it's like, I can only imagine the conversation you've had to have with yourself, man to man, because you owe yourself more than anything.
Yeah, I kind of told myself, I was like, man, you talk this big game and you train people and you tell them that they're going to be super successful and you believe in them, but you can't even believe in yourself. Like what's your problem? Why can't I be the MVP? Why can't I be the best? And I just kept saying that to myself over and over. And then eventually it just I just said, F it.
And I resonate with that so much because like we're good at getting results for other people, but even I've struggled with this in the past. It's like kind of like a double standard or the hypocrite. And then that voice comes out and it's like a crippling sentence just over and over and over. So it's like, what did you have to do to get out of that fucking feedback loop that you were feeding yourself? Like, how did you battle that crippling voice? It's like, Kyle, you're being lazy. You're not good enough for this. You're not worth it. You're letting your wife down. You're letting yourself down. You're letting God down. what did you have to get rid of to kind of like say, I'm not listening to this voice anymore?
I know this sounds really simple, but I just turned it off. I turned all of it off, and I just said to myself, I just don't care. Just don't care anymore. I just don't care. And it's kind of crazy when it's almost, most people can't turn it off. They just keep feeding it. And I think it's actually easier to just turn everything off, the good and the bad, and just go, I'm not going to pay attention to any of it, even if it's good. Like there was moments where, where I was smashing it for a minute, but I was like, you know what? I'm not excited yet because I haven't truly hit anything yet. I haven't done anything. I haven't proved to myself off this that I can do this. So I even turned off that side, and I just kept going and going until I had the biggest month I ever had. And then I let
What did you write?
it was close. So in total, it was like 36.
Here we go, man. Congrats.
So it wasn't that great. But it was, for me, it was big.
And this is something I really want to bring out. It's a huge difference in like men and women. Cause like, I honestly feel bad for females sometimes because they have that voice and they listen to it every day and it changes who they are. It's like men at least have the option to think logically and rationally. But for like women, they're dominated by their emotions. And so it's so crazy how different and good we are at different things, but it's like no one cares about us dudes. And so the fact that you decided to step up and say like, I'm not going to be a little bitch. It's like,
Yeah.
that's just how we talk to each other, man. That's how we talk to ourselves. It's like, I'm proud of you, dude to dude. I'm proud of you, dude to dude, because you decided to step up and do what 99.99% of the men out there won't do. And they fucking become cowards.
Yep.
They become cowards. And it's sad to see because that there's that greatness that fucking dies inside of them, that monster waiting. And when I say monster, I don't mean necessarily a negative connotation, but it's like we all have these fucking beasts inside of us that want to go conquer and build and do crazy shit. Like our ancestors used to do what? Like melt pieces of metal and march in single file lines to go chop people's heads off in the name of glory.
Yeah, dude, crazy.
But that instinct is still inside of us as humans. Like we're still very primal creatures in terms of brain development. It's just we've grown very soft as a society. So like what were some of the outside influences that were kind of putting you in that state of mind, that what was me? That way we can help the audience like isolate and shut those frequencies out from coming in.
Man, it was everything, really. I mean, family, friends, the father at my church even was like, yeah, maybe you should look into doing something else. Like, you know, and you start to, especially people like that, you start to go, you know what, maybe you're right. Like, maybe I'm not meant for this. I'm meant for something else. And you got to tune it out. It's so hard, but you got to just basically tell in your head, don't tell them, but in your head, say, F you, I'm going to keep going and just see what happens, because I would rather keep going and it force me out than just fall on my knees and walk away.
Yeah, and I'm definitely one of the dickheads of the industry because I'll tell those people like, fuck off, you're wrong. I'm going to do this shit.
Yeah. Two different ways.
Yeah, whatever one you guys like more from Kyle and myself, you guys adopt that mindset. So one thing I really want to ask you about is like, how have a lot of people in the industry are married? How have you navigated that kind of fine dance or that delicate like balance between communication with your wife and like communication with the industry? Like, how have you managed those two? And what have the struggles been like with that?
Man, that's a struggle all in itself because I love what we do. Absolutely love it. I really feel like we're helping people. So I like to work a lot because I get bored. I can't just sit there and do nothing. I'll start going crazy and getting in that same mindset again.
Yep.
So I like to work till 9, 10 o'clock sometimes. And when you're married, you got to make time for the spouse. And sometimes I forget about what else is important. But we kind of came to a conclusion where I book everything into my calendar. I'll book off like, hey, I'm going to have lunch with her this day. And then I'm not going to work past this time on this, and this day. And this is date night. And this is date day or whatever. So that's kind of what we did. And then as far as business goes, she just wants to know about the wins basically and let me go full reins in the business as long as I'm not putting us into serious debt. Right.
And see, I like that about you. And a lot of people have this notion that they need to spend every single waking moment with their wife. And it's like, I don't personally believe that is the right answer, because here is what is going to happen out of the hundreds of, I don't say this to brag, but you can call me dirty, whatever you want. Out of the hundreds of women I have been with, the moment you place a woman above your purpose, your work, and you make her the center of your world, like you give her the reins and leadership in the relationship, she'll fucking resent you for it. She'll like, that same thing you were doing to get my attention, you stop doing it and you put me on a pedestal. I can find someone else better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can never let a woman think like that, because then you've lost her. And so I think it's very healthy what you're doing. I think it's a very healthy thing what you're doing.
Yeah, and you don't want to spend all your time with one person. That's just not healthy.
I think that's where real love is when she misses you.
Yeah.
If there's no separation, a woman's imagination is a man's best friend. Because if she's out here imagining all this shit, her emotions are going up and down, and those are the only men girls respect. Someone who can play with their emotions. You can call that messed up or whatever, but it's just how the female brain is wired. And it's all security driven. They want a guy who mentally stimulates them. So I think you have a very healthy relationship. And for anyone who disagrees with that, by all means, go put your wife on a pedestal. And when she cheats on you with me or someone else, you'll have yourself to fucking blame. I'm not saying that to be a dick, but it's just how women work. So you better know how they work, or I promise you'll get ran over by them.
Oh,
it's
man.
Like most dudes that I see now, they're like, yeah, I'd like to go get lunch, but I have to ask the wife for permission. It's like, what?
Yeah, I don't do that.
So
I don't do that, man. All right, enough.
And she's always been super supportive of you, which I like, because that's hard to find in a woman these days. Tell me what that's been like for you. Having someone that like you love nearly and dearly, she's close to you, she gets to see who you are outside of selling insurance. What is that like, having a female in your corner supporting you? What does that feel like?
Man, it's the best feeling on the planet, because I have my biggest cheerleader right in my house all the time. And when I'm down, when she's seeing me in those states, she knows how to talk to me, and she'll get in my butt. And
whoa, what are y'all doing over there?
Not like that.
I'm just playing.
Not like that. She'll get into me, and it's honestly super important to have that support, man, because those times when you're really down and out of it, that's great. But someone when you're on top of the world, to be able to share that with is even better.
I think it's the respect factor.
Yeah, it is cool.
I think men view respect as love. That's our love language, is respect.
Yeah, it's my love language.
So it's like, holy fuck, this girl's rooting me on no matter like what. It's like, I can do this. It's like that belief and exposure from that outside source is sometimes that extra kick in the ass that we fucking need. And it's such an amazing feeling having that woman that is a fucking ride or die. You know, you could be locked up for 10 years and she'll be waiting for you. Didn't do anything with anyone else when the moment you fucking get out because you shot someone over her, protection, whatever. But it's like those women, I'll call them the Harley Quinns of the world. Yeah, they might be a little crazy, but I don't think I want a normal and boring girl.
No.
I think the girls who are just cool, go with the flow, the potheads, like not damaged or broken goods. I just don't think they have that emotional connection to you because their answer to pretty much everything else is just get a new dick. That's just how it goes in today's world. It's like, oh, no problem. I'll start an OnlyFans for us. It's like, what? No. No, you're not.
No.
And if you do, I'm getting all the money. So,
yeah, you're not wrong, man. I mean,
no, I absolutely love that for you, dude, because when I met her at Cabo for the first time, I was like, Kyle found a fucking good woman with a good blueprint who hasn't been through a bunch of bullshit with other fucking dudes. And he's got like, his woman has purity and innocence to her. And that's so hard to fucking find in today's world with what society tells them because they do act on their emotions.
Yeah.
So what would you tell the younger agent? They're 18, 19, 20. They're staying up till 3 a.m. They're going out and trying to drink their problems away on the weekends. Their wife, their girlfriend isn't respecting them. They're on the verge of like, they have those thoughts of like, what is the purpose of life? Should I even be here? Like, what would you tell that agent who's on the brink of losing it all? What would you tell them to fucking do and focus on?
Well, first I tell them I've been there, but secondly, I think the most important part is like, why are you letting your emotions control you so hard that it's ruining your business when it's so simple of just calling and helping a person? But really, if you're going out to those bars and partying and everything, you're already behind the curve, and that's not going to help.
They're running away from problems.
Yeah. I had to stop doing that. I mean, that was part of the issue, right? Is I was going out and drinking heavily, and alcohol is a depressant. So doing that, you're just ruining what you're trying to build. And I always look at it like this. If I had found this at 18, I probably wouldn't have had a sip of alcohol for like 10 years, because what I would have done is build something so incredible that by that time I would have had everything I ever could imagine. And then I could party and really enjoy it.
Correct. And that alcohol thing, it's so alcohol, weed, and all that shit is such a slippery slope. It's such a slippery slope because like alcohol, yes, it's a depressant, but it's like you become a slave to the thing that's triggering your dopamine.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you want to have fun? You've got to have 2 shots of me if you want to go have fun and talk to that girl. Oh, you need some courage to go talk to that girl. Guess you need 2 more shots. Oh, that girl's kind of ugly. I'll turn her pretty for you. Take 3 more shots.
Oh, yeah.
5. That's right. 5. After 5 of those, that 2 turns into a 12 out of 10. So, but it's like you become a slave to the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cut it out. Cut alcohol out. Get your fucking sleep in. Like, drop the pot. You can smoke weed in your fucking 50s and 60s when you've accomplished everything you want. But for right now, it's like I tell people, you've got, how old are you now? What are you, like 28?
29.
29. Okay, I was a year off. So if you look at it from a time horizon standpoint, most men lose all their fucking testosterone unless you're Liver King and just you're on gear and all this shit, or you're Tony Robbins and you can afford stem cell injections every week. Your energy is pretty much gone by the time you're 50, 55.
Yeah.
Like your hormone levels are all fucked. Mm-hmm. And you have maybe 10 20 at the most, solid years of high energy and high resilience to tackle something and build something really cool. Maybe one or two good projects. That's it. By the time you're just not ready to overcome anything else, you're going to get lazy as an old man. We all fucking do.
Yeah.
Like I said, unless you're Tony Robbins and you know how to do all that shit that like I've spent a lot of money training, and it's insane though, because people think they have time and no, you don't. It's like one day I understand I'm going to be nothing more than a picture on the fucking wall.
Yeah, basically.
So I've got to do something that's going to live on past that. And it has to be so legendary that people never forget about it. And that's what keeps the memory of me going.
That's the whole point of this, right? If you're not getting into insurance to create some kind of crazy legacy, then like, why are you even here? In my opinion, because it's nothing else is going to keep you here very long anyways. And you're just going to be spinning your wheels.
No, I think you have to attach this to some sort of passion project, and it either is selling insurance and building an agency, or it's going to be what fuels your passion.
Right.
And the money you can fucking make over here.
Yeah.
I see so many people get stuck in that trap, and then like they'll come in here, they'll make a lot of money, and they instantly raise their lifestyle, and they're back to breaking even. It's like, well what happened?
Stupid with money.
So it's like this industry will fucking teach you more about life and yourself than I think any other industry. I think it's one of the greatest adventures. Us men are very adventurous. I think it's one of the greatest expeditions and adventures that a young man could go on. And it keeps getting harder and harder because the quality of the sales process and the experience on the customer's end, like their expectations keep getting higher and higher because of all the bullshit that other people are putting them through. Every other Tom, Dick, and Harry with an insurance license is like, you want an insurance policy? It's like Americo CBO 100, Americo CBO 100, Americo CBO 50. It's like, fuck off, dude.
Yeah,
He's a Forester's policy. He's a fucking diabetic. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Well, there's a trip coming up to Hawaii. It's like, I'm giving you a chargeback, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. And Primerica is the worst, in my opinion. If you're out there with Primerica, I'm sorry. You probably have a chargeback for me somewhere in some state.
That's one of my favorite things to deliver other people for Christmas is chargebacks.
Yeah, man. Don't write a bad policy. But the main thing is like you should have been the professional to get them to that promised land in the first place. And then they never would have answered me.
Correct. If you did such a phenomenal job, they wouldn't even entertain other options. And what I've learned from this industry is everything correlates to another aspect of life. If you're the best agent, your customers won't think about anyone else. If you're the fucking best man out there, your wife, your girl acts like other men are invisible.
Yep, that's true.
It's so cyclical and it correlates. How you do one thing is how you do everything. It's one of my favorite fucking quotes. It's one of my favorite quotes. One other thing I want to talk about is like, you and I were in the same agency.
Mm-hmm.
How have you dealt with agency drama?
I went down that road of agency drama and basically switched agencies to get out of it. But I just don't listen to it anymore. I kind of just do what I'm doing, I write business, I do it quietly, and I'm building a bigger agency than everybody else. And they're asking me what I'm doing. But the main thing is I don't play with that stuff, man. I'm just here to make money. And this is basically a stepping stone to help me own other companies at some point. So I don't play with all that stuff.
Well, at a time we did, because I know when I first came in here, it was like, oh, entrepreneurship. And it's like, my upline wants me to do this. Okay, I'll go do this. Well, their upline told me to do Y instead of X. It's like, okay, hang on. But X just told me to do this, and now you're telling me to do this. So well, I'm your upline, so you do this. It's like, okay, well, then my upline tells me to do this. It's like, okay, well, X told me to do this, Y told me to do this, and Z just told me to do that.
Yeah.
What did you feel going through that cycle of being in that kind of chain of command, as those people like to call it, and being respectful? What was that like roller coaster of emotions like for you? Because for me, it was like, I didn't know who I could trust. I didn't know who to turn to. I didn't trust my own decisions because I thought these people had my best interest at heart. What was that like for you personally?
I think things have changed now recently.
Absolutely. And people change, situations come and go, but it's like people learn.
Yeah. I mean,
Like when you were in the midst of it, because a lot of other agents have this exact same problem, Kyle.
Yeah. And I come from a military background, so it's very easy for me to kind of follow a chain, but,
Absolutely.
but I also came here for that autonomy. So I take what everybody says with a grain of salt, regardless of who they are.
That's what I had to learn how to do. And it just,
yeah, it's hard. It's hard because you want to take everything and go, okay, well, they've been in the business longer than me, so they must know exactly the right thing to do.
That trust factor.
Yeah, which can be true.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
extent? That's the question. To what extent?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to kind of guide people in that. What I would do, what I do really is I take what they say and then I look within and go, which route would I go that makes me feel good at the end of the day? And then that's how I follow. But I also follow a lot of the partners at the company, whatever they're doing, because they're there. They're where I want to be. That's the end goal for symmetry, right? Is to get to partner at least, or at least it's more like the end start, sort of.
It's where things get exciting. You can do a lot more with money.
Yeah. Like I want to get to the top. And then from there, I have a lot of opportunities to do other things that I want to do. So end start, right? So whatever they're doing, I'm gonna follow that person until I get there. And then from there, you got to get there first. But will most people get there? No. That's why there's the 8%.
Well, I think it's only 1%. I think that number is totally fucked. I think not.
Yeah, 1% probably.
The 8%, 99% of the 8%, which would be like the 7% of the 8. Fuck that mathematical equation. 7% of them, they make just enough to break even.
Yep.
So it's a 99% fuck off rate. They're not making it, and then the 1% do. And like, there's that delicate balance of what you just mentioned. Like, you have to look within and say, should I make this decision myself and go with my gut, or do I place trust in someone I think can get me to where I need to go? And it's like
it's tough, man. Cause
it is.
I deal with that with my own team. I question myself. Am I able to take them where they want to go? And then I smack myself and I go, yes, I dang sure can, because I'm on that track right now. And honestly, this is going to be super controversial probably, but I don't care. I'm going to say it anyways, because I feel like in this platform I can. There's the reason why people fail is because they just don't do one thing and pick up the phone.
No, that's not right. They fucking give up way too soon.
That's it. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Other than that, it's a pretty simple. It's honestly probably one of the easiest businesses to get to million. Maybe not easy, but simple, super simple. Because all you have to do is pick up the phone more than me, and you'll make it there.
Well, it's that contrastive analysis. It's like what's easy to do is also easy not to do.
Yeah.
I can pick up his phone pretty easy, but I can also set it down pretty easy. So it's that not light or dark. It's that gray within, because life's not black and white. And what you said a while ago about teaching people, it's like, of course you can. And one of my favorite movies to illustrate this point is, what is that movie with Catch Me If You Can? Leonardo DiCaprio stars as, what is it, Frank Abernathy? And he goes in there and have you seen the movie Catch Me If You Can?
Probably, dude. I've seen so
So
many.
he's like 4 or 5 different professions, but it's Leonardo DiCaprio, one of the best actors ever. He goes in there and he notices there's no teacher in the classroom. So he goes up there and writes his name on a piece of chalk. He says, Mr. Abernathy, and he teaches a whole like semester. And later when the FBI like question him, they catch him for writing like false bank checks and all this stuff. They finally catch him. They're like, how did you teach a whole semester of students? He's like, easy. I was 1 chapter ahead of them in the book. He's like, that's all you have to do. You just have to be 1 step ahead of these people. That's how easy it is to build a team.
Yeah, that's it.
And give me some of the exciting stuff with your business. Like, obviously, this business has allowed you to build a home that you and Miranda wanted, which is fucking phenomenal. Like I said, I'm very happy for you guys. And just so you know, there's been times, because like I really liked you and Miranda when I met you guys in Cabo for the first time at the events. Like, there's been times where I felt like, Kyle's like seeming kind of sad on Facebook. I'm going to pray for him.
Thanks, man.
God has he is the best of planners.
Yeah,
God looks out. God has always given me what I've wanted. Maybe not the way I wanted it, but at least in some way, shape, or form, I just have to be smart enough to recognize it.
Yeah.
Okay, I asked for a blue car, but it came in red, but I still got the car. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So what else has this industry kind of done for you? Like, give me some of the exciting things around your team building.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's made me a better leader, honestly, a better person, better leader. I have more confidence in myself. I have the most confidence in myself and pride than I ever have. And I won't say I was like the best soldier in the military, but I won some Soldier of the Year awards, and I did a lot of cool stuff, right? But I never really felt accomplished. I never felt like I was actually a good leader. I felt like the military was turning me into this
robot, this
person that I didn't want to be. And this industry and this company specifically has really kind of changed me a lot. But exploding in the business changes a lot of things, because it gives me all that time that I've been looking for. And with that time, I can use it. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate that. It gives me that time that I've been looking for to do other things, right? And provide more value in my community and do a lot more than I could have done working 9 to 5, hoping and praying I make 6 figures one day. Now it's done a lot for me, man. It's hard to put into words, really, but it's impacted me in a way that I just can't even fathom if I had left where I'd be right now, or if I'd even be here.
That's a big one. What internally, what is different from Kyle today from the Kyle just getting his insurance license? What's different internally?
Oh man, I feel like I'm a lot more unconsciously competent now, but man, it's like night and day. Because when I first started, I felt like I kind of had an alpha complex, and I was like, well, I'm writing a lot of business, so I kind of felt better than people, to be honest. And I got hit in the face pretty hard about that. And so today I realized that, we all have ups and downs. Not everybody has to be to the same level of success that I may want. So it's mainly leadership has changed. And I've gone through probably, 150 people in this industry by now that went through my team, came and go, maybe more. I don't know. And what I learned is it's just kind of grown me as a person.
Yeah. One of my favorite quotes I heard from Alex Hormozy is your work works on you more than you work on it.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite quotes I've ever heard. That's one of the few quotes I thought about getting like a tattoo of or something to illustrate that. I don't know why I love that type of shit so much. I just do.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna apologize for my weirdness. So
Hey, that's okay, man.
I love that shit, dude. When I just see guys go get random tattoos of shit, it's like, yeah, man, I got the fucking thorns. It's like, okay, dude, why?
Yeah, I don't get that or the tribal tats when
Yeah, it's
I
like,
don't know what they're for. Yeah, it's like it just looks cool. Okay, cool. I have a full sleeve, but it all means something to me.
yeah, see, my Spartans piece, that's like sentimental as fuck to me. So it's
Yeah.
like I respect tattoos that people have meaning attributed to, but when I just see like it's like, why did you let a 4-year-old scrabble some shit on your face?
Yeah, for real.
Like, did you smoke meth?
Yeah. It gives all of us with meaningful tats a bad name, you know?
Yeah, I love seeing those memes on Facebook. It's like people with tattoos are going to hell.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll meet you there.
I'll see you there, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll fucking see you there.
Yeah.
So, dude, there are so many fucking things I'd love to talk about. What is one of your favorite memories that you and I have? And I'll tell you mine first. It's probably, and you were kind of aggravated at it at first when it was happening, but it was like when we were in Vegas, we were running around the casinos and someone got
Dude.
lost. There
Yeah.
was you had to like babysit 2 or 3 people, I think, but it was so fucking funny, dude. I've never seen you so mad. And I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, like I forgot all about these motherfuckers. But we were
Yeah, I
going
know.
to the casinos. We went to Aria and here, and everyone just started splitting up. Me and Alex had got kicked out of somewhere because we threatened to fight some fat cop or security guard. Crazy shit. But I remember I was going down an elevator with Jim. He was like, he was gone. He was lost in the sauce. That's all I'll say. And I had this agency owner, I won't name drop, but she was like grabbing all over my fucking junk in the elevator, talking about, let's go back to the hotel room. And I was like, where the fuck is your husband, lady?
Yes, I remember this.
10 minutes later, here you come with the drunk motherfucker. I was like, oh my God. But it was so funny, dude. You were so mad. He's like, I've been watching these motherfuckers for 30 minutes. Where were y'all? It's like, I don't know.
Man, yeah, I remember that. I was so mad because that lady's husband just left her there at the bar and she was all alone. And I felt bad because she was just getting like, all these weirdos were coming up to her. And so I was more pissed at the husband than the babysitting. But yeah, that's funny you say that because that was one of my most favorite moments looking back on it. It was just a very funny experience.
The chaos of it all. Looking back, it's like that was a fucking adventure in and of itself. But
It was.
Oh my God, that was some funny shit when it happened. I think there was like a swinger fest there more than anything. There was some weird shit going on. It's like, look, you weigh a lot too much for me. I'm honored, but I'm gonna have to decline disrespectfully. So
yeah, I don't know.
No, I don't know what you and your husband want to do, but y'all go do that with someone else.
Yeah.
But oh my God, there was so many of us, dude. That was so funny. Holy shit, dude.
That was a fun trip.
My fucking jaw's hurting from smiling that damn much. Well, dude, if you could give one thing for an agent to focus on, what would that be?
Man, so many people ask me this, and it's always the hardest.
Here, I'll ask that a different way then, because I don't want this to be fucking cliche. I hate doing the same shit.
Sure.
What would you tell them they need to stop doing today?
Man, that's a good one. That's a good one. Stop doing.
The biggest thing they need to fucking cut out and sacrifice today.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's something bad for them. Maybe it's something they really want, but it's just not serving them in this season of life.
Ooh. I think that's different. That's probably,
So
variable.
based on where you are at in the business, you're writing business and you're managing, building a team. For someone where you are at, what would you say is the biggest thing they need to cut out or sacrifice?
Honestly, for a little bit, you got to kind of sacrifice the time. It's a
The
tough
time,
one.
the time with what?
The time with friends.
Oh, that hurts.
It sucks. And I hate saying it, but that's kind of what you got to do for a little bit until it starts taking off. Because if you don't, then you're just going to screw yourself.
Yeah, someone's already saying, "Well, I'm not doing that." It's like,
Yeah,
that's fine. Stay where you are.
that's fine. I'll be at
Stay
the
where
top.
you are. Well, dude, this has been both educational, emotional for certain people, I'm sure, but this has been fucking fun for me. I've loved catching up with you. Where can they follow you at? Or if a new agent is watching this, they want to get licensed or they want to join your team, they want to work with fucking my badass Kyle Muzelak, where can they go to find you?
Yeah, man, everywhere. I'm everywhere. But the easiest places to find me would be Instagram, which is K_MUZE. Pretty simple. But you can look up Kyle Muzelak. I am the only one in the world. So you can find me on any social media platform, reach out. And I'm not going to say that you are just going to come to my team. You got to kind of prove it first, but reach out and we will definitely talk if you'd like.
All right, guys. Well, there you have it. So if you're ready to fucking 10x, 20x, 100x your life insurance business over the next 12 months, go to the link down at the bottom, runningbuddiesacademy.com/MifkyOpt. I'm giving you the most incredible free gift ever for life insurance agents. It's completely free. Completely fucking free. You have to be stupid not to do it. You have to be stupid not to do something that's going to benefit you that much. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, share it with a friend. Someone needs to fucking hear this. And it's better than any Matt Rife comedy show. I don't even know, like, fuck that clown. Watch this. This is more comedy. This is more comedy than Matt Rife and Dave Chappelle put together. So I love you all. Keep being awesome. Happy hustling party person. And I'll see you on the next one.